Okay, so this is the homework for Tuesday on the passive voice and conditionals. So we're going to work together to get all of these sentences written out. So we'll start with the first one. The first 10 are in the simple present tense. So that means that first you have to identify the object. Remember, the object comes after the verb. And that's the first thing that you write, the door. And then this is the present tense, so we know that our be verb is always going to be is. And then we have to choose the past participle of the verb. Past participle of open is opened. And then we add our by phrase, by. We can't put he, we have to use him because it's in the object position now. So that's the first one. Okay, so this one, the table comes after the verb, so that's the object. And is set. Set is the past participle. By us. Now this one, all of this is my object in this sentence. A lot of money. I have to include the whole phrase. A lot of money is paid by her. Oops, sorry, misspelled that. Sorry about that. Paid. Like that. I draw a picture. A picture is drawn by me. So make sure that you have the past participle in all of the sentences. Blue shoes are worn by them. So in this one, make sure that you're paying attention to your new subject. This one takes are, right? Because shoes is plural. So be careful with that. They don't help you. You are not helped by them. So make sure that you include not between are and the past participle of your main verb. He doesn't open the book. The book is not opened by him. Okay, so don't get confused, right? When we don't actually include do here. Okay? If you look at the new sentence, there's no do. So don't let that confuse you. The passive form is the book is not opened by him. You do not write the letter. The letter is not written by you. Okay, so again, make sure that you don't get confused with the do. We don't take do here because this is still in the simple present. Does your mom pick you up? Okay, this one might be a little bit confusing because it doesn't take the traditional form that we're used to. So, are you picked up by your mom? So this is my, right? You is my object. So I put it here. And then picked up, that's the past participle, and then by your mom. This is my subject in this sentence becomes the object here. Does the police officer catch the thief? The thief caught by the police officer? Is the thief caught by the police officer? So again, here this is my verb, my main verb. So this is my object. That means it's going to be the first thing I mention in my new passive sentence, or passive question actually. Is the thief caught by the police officer. So the only thing that you have to watch out for is that the be form of the verb and the past participle are in different positions. Now for the present progressive, it's similar to the present simple, but let's do a couple. Sheila is drinking a cup of tea. So a cup of tea is my object. A cup of tea is being drunk by Sheila. So whenever you have a present progressive, you will always have being, okay? And then the past participle. My father is washing the car. So the car, right? That comes after my verb, is being washed by my father. Farmer Joe is milking the cows. The cows are being milked by, milked by Farmer Joe. And I forgot an R here. So you basically follow that same pattern. And remember here, I change my verb form because I have the cows, which is plural. She is taking a picture of him. So don't let this fool you. This entire phrase is the object. So a picture of him is being taken by her. Okay? I am writing a poem. A poem is being written by me. So don't forget that whenever we're doing the passive voice, every single main verb is going to take the past participle. We are not playing football. Football is not being played by us. So remember the not, if it's negative in the present progressive, make sure that you're putting not after is and before being. He is not wearing a tie, so a tie is not being worn by him. Okay, next one. Is she preparing for the party? Is the party being prepared by her? So, right, the questions are a little bit trickier, but just look at this. I still have the party as my object, right? Because it's coming after the verb. So that's gonna go here, the party. And the only thing that you have to do is remember the is goes in the beginning, and then the rest of the sentence is just like a regular passive sentence. Are they talking about the meeting? Is the meeting being talked about by them? Is the meeting being talked about by them? So this one is a little bit tricky because we have about, but remember this is considered as part of the verb. So don't separate it. This is my object, the meeting, so it goes here. Okay? Is she watering the flowers? Are the flowers being watered by her? Okay, so again, this is my object. So that goes in the beginning, and just remember are goes in the beginning if it's a question, so it's not too much more difficult. Okay, so we're done with the passive sentences. Let's go on to the conditionals. So the first three sentences, we have to use this zero conditional. So remember the zero conditional It's if plus present tense, present simple. And the next phrase would also be in the present simple tense. So let's see if we can do it for these. Let me delete this so I can have space to type. My daughter eat too much chocolate, she gets sick. So let's say if my daughter eats too much chocolate, she gets sick. Right? Both of my verbs are in the present tense. If no rain, the grass not grow. So if it, and how do we express the negative form in the present simple? Remember, we have to use does. So if it doesn't rain, the grass doesn't grow. So both of my verbs are in the present simple tense. If it hot, shops sell more ice cream. Okay. If it's hot, shops sell more ice cream. So again, both of my verbs are in the present tense. Okay, the second exercise that we have, it says we have to use the first conditional. So remember, what's the first conditional? If plus present simple, and then the second clause will have usually will and another verb plus the verb. Right? They give you an example here. If I go to the cinema, I will watch an interesting film. So here, if I learn, I will pass the exams. We won't swim if the weather is bad. So remember, this is the second clause. So I can say we will not swim or we won't swim and it would be correct. If he has a temperature, he will see the doctor. I will be very happy if my friends come. If I earn a lot of money, I will fly to New York. If we don't come home in time, we will miss the film. The teacher won't be or will not be. Both of them are correct. If I forget my homework again, if our class goes to England, I will visit the Tower of London. Okay, so that's the homework for Tuesday.